Hello, hello. Let's test the chat. Welcome, everyone. How's it going? It is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. I believe that's the correct year. And we are here for another live coding session. I hope you guys are excited. I am definitely excited. Let's make sure I'm situated here in the center of the screen. Okay, there we go. Been a while. Hey, it's only been 2 days since I streamed last, but might have been a while for you. Aksha. How have you been? Happy New Year, everyone, if I haven't seen you yet. Let's drink some water to get it started off. So we're gonna have fun tonight. We're gonna actually finish off something that we had worked on before. So how often do I do that on stream? Not very often. So we're gonna try to use some pandas here. We're trying to Python. We're going to create a data set. We're going to upload it to Kaggle, and we're going to have a grand old time. Are you guys excited? If you're excited, type something in chat. Someone says it's their first time here and they're excited. Nice. Oh, I'm pointing in the wrong side. Nice. Akhil, welcome. So excited that you're here. So excited that you're something. Yes. Deborah says something. Am I saying that right? Debraya. All right, let's get into the coding, guys. We are working through this dataset process in which we had started with a while ago. Oh, look, the SEC wants our feedback. Not right now. Okay, so this dataset comes from the financial statements dataset. We already worked on this on a previous stream. If you missed it, go back and check it out. It's the stream where I think someone in chat helped create the thumbnail picture of me in a cowboy's hat, and we're doing some data wrangling. So that's what we're doing here. We wrote some code that goes to this site and automatically downloads these zip files, which contain all the Security Exchange Commission. Is that right? SEC? Yeah, okay. The Securities and Exchange Commission's filing data going all the way back to, let's see, 2009 here. So a bunch of data about a bunch of different companies. When we streamed this last time, I even had you guys give some shout outs for different companies that we want to look into specifically. Did I read the Ford paper? What does that mean? Actually, you need to let me know. Missed the first section. Do it. Okay. So Imposter Engineers here. What do you think about it? Imposter Engineer has some suggestions for me. Give me suggestions. I'll take them in chat. I'd like you to explain why plotting a linear regression on dfplot doesn't show one of 3 plots where axplot does. Did you give it the axis when you plotted it? ef.plot, you have to provide it the axis that you want it to appear on. Matplotlib. Text in here, you need a cowboy that then I can connect you with a few great resources. No, I'm just playing. I'm not a real cowboy. I'm just playing one on TV. I'm playing one on Twitch tonight. So, there's a new paper that says you might not need back propagation. How is that possible? The forward algorithm, some preliminary investigations. It's by Google. All right, so this will definitely, I'll give it a read and check it out for next. That seems really interesting. Forward. Is that the new attention is all we need? All right, so we're gonna go over this data set creation so we remember how we did it. Just very quickly, and then we're gonna get into some data exploration. Sound good? So the goal of this notebook is to pull the most recent data from the SEC website, download the zip files from this URLs, unzip them, and create a workable format. So you can see here that we use Beautiful Soup to take this site's URL and identify all the zip files. Then we download all the zip files, and then we unzipped all the zip files. So basically that's what we did. Then we were trying to figure out what was in each of these files. And I think I just did some concatenation of them. So each of them are their own Parquet files. So we have these, we look in the raw folders. These are just the raw outputs of the zip files. We have like num for the numerical values, pre for the sub for the submission, tag for the tag data contains taxonomy tags. Okay. Num contains the numeric data, and pre is the row for each line in the financial statement tagged by the filer. So we're going to try to figure out what that means. But I basically, this code took all of these raw files, which look like hard to see here. I think. Maybe I shouldn't open these. Yeah, it's gonna. I could show you in my terminal. If I go into this raw folder, we go into like 2020 quarter 4, and then a vim this num file. You can see all the values are here. So I use Pandas to read this in and create combined Parquet files. And then we were doing some wrangling. So we did some wrangling last time. So that brings us to this next net. So in this notebook, we read in all the number files and all the submissions. Were the numbers all combined? Yeah, that's what we did here. We created a combined numbers file. And then we did some date time formatting. We picked some companies and we started going through the data. And I think we started to understand what it is. But let's start from scratch. Let's start all from scratch. And I'm going to check out chat and see what you guys are saying. And we might actually use polars for this. I don't think we actually need to use polars. It's probably not big enough data, but I tried to create a data set from my notebook. I couldn't. Oh, Imposter Engineer, you never got it working? Bummer. All right, so let's make some goals of this. Goals of this notebook. Put the SEC filing data in a ID format. So we would like, what I would like to have is, right now it's in like a format where we have all these different files that are basically like tables in a database. But we want just this tidy format where we have one row per company, per submission. So like first quarter, Apple would be one row. Then we would have like Google second quarter 2022 or whatever year it is. And we want a row per. So can we do that is the question. So one row per company / quarter. And I think what we figured out last time was, and towards the end of our stream, was that we need to look at certain types of filings to get the correct quarter. Yeah, so we're gonna make this a lot better. But before we do that, we are going to get a list of companies to test on. So I need a list of 5 companies. Ooh, you should try Kudif, PySpark, Pandas, and Polars. I know I need to do that, like a full test of them. There's also like a data table, H2O. Yeah, there's a H2O frame, but I think there's like data. Cool. I need to look at this data table library. Supposed to be really good. Rob, want to be friends at Meteor Chest and I like data. I think we get along. Yes, Charles, you're my BFF now. We're both friends. Welcome to the chat. Yes, not just quarter. First 3 quarters are okay, and the 4th quarter is 10K, which is all 4 quarters. You have to cap. All right, let's do it. In the chat, though, I would like to get some help here. So if you all can list off like 5 major companies that I can look up in this data set and we can test this. Let's get a new list of 5 companies. Well, I'm gonna have to role play as a water boy. Whoa. What are you talking? Oh, okay, we have a bunch of different ones coming in. Ooh, my new company, Exelon. Ooh, I used to work. Okay, Exelon, Amazon, Microsoft. Someone saying Poopy Dan. Thanks, Dan. Great name, by the way. Pfizer. Is it all right? I don't know. My company got bought out by them, so. Pfizer. Tesla. Everyone loves Tesla. All right, we got 5. If you guys vote for something better, let me know. Okay, Facebook, which is also Meta. Let's look up Meta. Riot. All right, let's look up Riot. How do you go about learning a library and going through the documents? Documents if they're good. All right, so we have numbers here. Let's just take our first one. I want to take Meta as our first example because Meta is a company that I feel like's been going through a lot lately. Looking at their financial numbers would be seen as how they hedged everything on this metaverse. Let's see what the results look like. Or let's see what some of their finances. So if I go back to my old notebook, we did this is we merged the numbers. That's right. We pulled in the submission. We have numbers, which looks like this. And then we have subs, which are all the submission files. And I think this is what you were getting at, Imposter Engineer. We have in here, there's this ADSH should be unique in this data set, the submission. So if I do value counts on this, so basically maybe what it's going to be like is we want to actually have the data look like this: 1 row per company / submission. No, I think we want 1 row per company / quarter. That makes a lot more sense. So we're going to have to take the fact that some of the submissions will have multiple quarters in them and decide which one to take it. Funny how Elon Musk lost 200 billion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you can lose it. Filter the data where date equals period and quarters in. Okay. So filter the data. So we're saying subs, D date. Okay, so D date this, but sub Now, what's SIC? So, this is going to be interesting also because Meta has changed names. It used to be Facebook and now it's Meta. So these are all, look up Facebook. All right, so they have this SIC number of 7370. I think that's a unique number which represents their company. So if that's correct, we can subset the subs just to their company. So these are just, oh no, that's sector because SIC has Alphabet, Cardiolytics. So that's more than just. Is it the CIK number? Let's undo this. Getting ahead of myself. Is this CIK number unique for the company? I could just look in the document. Yeah, Foster Engineers. All right, so CIK. Let's just do a query where CIK equals. There we go. Now we see the name change from Facebook to Meta, but we have all of their filings. Okay. So this should be of shape 74. So let's go into year. There is no year. Okay. So these are subs for Meta. Let's read that index. Let's copy this. We're also going to lab. Like always. Get all of Meta filings. CIK number is unique. The company, even though the name CIK equal to this. Now we have all the submissions related to. You can actually get a JSON file for Meta alone with all their filings. I think it would have all the data, right, Imposter? Good evening, NC worker. Are you in North Carolina right now? Is that what the NC is all about? I hate when people complain about this stuff, but I do have a little bit of cold, so I apologize if my voice is a little cracking. I'm gonna release the kraken. Set option max columns 500. Data here. Now we're gonna be able to see a lot more columns when we look at the subs metadata. All right, so this has a lot of information, like about the company, their address, AP. So what you were saying is we have these different, right? 10Q and 10K. 10Q is a quarterly filing. 10K is at the end of the year. Paste me the CIK. I will do. There we go. So I think the 10Q. What is the form 10Q? 10Q is a comprehensive report of financial performance that must be submitted quarterly by all public companies. SEC, the 10Q, firms are required to disclose relevant information regarding their finances. So we're going to decide basically which columns we want of the 10Q. And then let's also look up 10K. Oh, we got a different site. A little more official. $10K. $10K is the annual report. All right, so you were saying date. There's no D-date column. So we have in here an index, which I don't think matters. Oh, we should have done this. Top equals true. If I go to quarter, where's a quarter in here? Give me the quarter. What year is it? What quarter is it for? Am I missing it here? Probably missing it. There's an employee ID number. Nope, it's open. So tree fitty. I created an SQL dataset out of this 46 million nines. Whoa! Ramen F. Diana, thank you for subscribing on Twitch. By the way, anyone can do that if they want to. Subscribe, join us on Twitch, hit subscribe, use your Amazon Prime, take money out of Jeff Bezos's pocket, and I'll do whatever this wheel says. I'll spin it for you if you subscribe. And I'm going to scream Kevin really loud. Kevin! What'd I do for you? Okay, so I think I got a hold on this, except I don't know where the order. We found this before. Oh, QTRS, of course. Where did we get quarters from before? From the nums? From nums? Why does nums have? Numbers. Okay, QTRS is in this. Oh, because one file can... Okay, this makes sense. Because one filing could have multiple quarters in it. Num sounds like nubs. Looks like Jupyter Lab. It is, Adam. You're in the right. You're right. All right, numbers. Merge. Subs. Meta. How. Inner. That's a little bit... Don't need to say that, but we can. On. What are we going to merge on? Let's see what we did before. Why reinvent the wheel? Let's just... So what we did before, we took our numbers, we filtered down just to our company, which what we're doing here. Then we merged it on the submission. Why is it subs on? That's also the filter. Subs. I think this will work. This will just join the meta stuff with the period, name, onto the numbers. Let's also look at subs. Most of this is just about the company, like the address. It's not going to change per row. So it's not like we need all of it. I think that's why I dropped it before. And then we'll merge this and copy. So we're doing a many to one match. So we say that in the numbers file, there can be many filings, but in submissions, we only want to have one. So there should only be one EIK number, sorry, ADSH number in the submission file. There's no duplicate. Subs. Catch you later. Gotta go. Imposter engineer. No, I need you. Rob, there are 51 million channels on YouTube. And this, by far, is my favorite. Sorry for yelling. Eric, thank you so much. I'm even going to create a Twitch account for this. Eric, welcome to the community. Have you joined the Discord? Are you having fun? What it's all about. You guys could, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you like, give it an upvote if you enjoy it, and write a comment or something. I guess these chats are equivalent. What's the goal again? Adam is asking. So we pulled all this data from the SEC filing website, and we're trying to get it into a format where we can actually compare across companies for quarters. So, the way it works is each company is required to file these 10Ks, then also 10K is like the annual filing, and the 10Q is every other quarter that they submit. Oh, shoot. So we picked just a subset of companies that we're going to get to here soon. Exelon, Amazon, but we're focusing here on Meta. First, make it one. How's that speak? And I've done a join to get all of the numerical data for the submission. Now we need to figure out what these values actually mean. Right? So let's look at the tag. So some of these tags, it's basically like when they're filling out this actual form, some of the fields they will not fill out, or they'll fill out every time, and some fields they never. So let's just go. So most of these fields only appear once, but a lot of them appear 146. 146. We just have to pick a threshold of ones that we wouldn't care about. Look at this. There are a lot of things that they only appear once or twice. But let's just do a cutoff here at has to appear more than 40 times. And then we'll take the index of this. Tags to, what's the length? 100. Look, that's nice round number. So now we're looking at our numbers and we're going to look at the quarter. So the one thing that appears the most is cash and cash equivalents at carrying value. Underscore query tag equals this. And let's try to understand how this works. So starting in 2012, is that when formed as a company? Okay, so we just didn't have it sorted. So in 2009, we have the cash equivalents in US dollars, and this is the value. Footnotes are going to be in. So if we wanted to make this in a tidy format, how would we do? Let's see what the chat is saying. Hi, I'm Raju. Welcome. Oh man, there's a lot of chat. You have a Discord? Yes, I do. Exclamation point Discord. Gotta spell it right. Oh. Do I have a Discord? One says something in a different language. Alexi, I don't know what that means, but thank you for typing it. What is the SEC actually for non-US citizens? It's the portion of our government that regulates companies. So let's what is the SEC? Okay. Securities and Exchange Commission is a federal agency of the United States of the government that is an independent agency that is responsible for regulating the securities, including the stock and bond markets. The SEC's main role is to protect investors by ensuring that securities markets are fair, transparent, and efficient. To achieve this, SEC oversees the registrations of security and trading securities, and the disclosure of financial information, which is it's headquartered in Washington. All right, so we have some of these that were sent in on the same. This is weird. So this was in the 2013 filing, but it's with a D date of 2000. So they must have changed up their way of doing it. Oh yeah, do per rewatch here on Purple app, whichever one. Purple app is better. Like balance sheet, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, here's a longer chat. The last fry. Hey, longtime YouTube watcher, first time stream watcher. I have a career advice question. I'm 26-year-old financial analyst for a large company. It looks like you're doing well for yourself, but love data analysis and gotten pretty good with Python and months. Nice. Not entirely sure what type of career I can move into. Advice. I want to make a career shift around the same age. Actually, it was a little later for me, but I think that it sounds like you want to do like quant sort of stuff, right? Or is there? My first suggestion would be to look within your company to see if there's a role that you think sounds exciting to you. You said you work for a big company, but my advice would be to try to find that role if it exists. If it does, email the person who has that job and ask them if you can talk to them to get a coffee. I guess people don't do that anymore. Ask them if you can ask them a few questions. I've started ChatGPT for quick, simple answers. I use it all the time too. So convenient. I love how you use ChatGPT to explain things you know. Well, I didn't even know it that well. Like, I didn't know it well enough to explain. But yeah, I agree. It's really fun for that. All right, so quarter. I wish that Foster Engineer didn't leave. So one thing we can also do is go into the this README file. Oh yeah, so duration and number of quarters. That's what was. Okay. Filter to. So I was thinking quarters would like equals the quarter, but it doesn't. Quarters equals how long of a period is it covering? Is that row covering? So we're gonna query where QRS row, and we're gonna query where the tag equals. I want to. Now, if we do if we look, that's different by 20. Gonna have to maybe because it's 2022 fully figured out yet. I don't know. Let's also look at D. Period end date. Okay, so I already do this formatting. I'm from FP&A, so not really the stock bond world. Data viz and process. Favorite part of coding. Not learning as much as I can finance it. Becoming a subject matter expert in both and combine two worlds. That's perfect. That's perfect. Lots of finance accounting people have no clue about Power BI or Python. Yeah, sometimes it's good to be the only person who knows a skill. So keep that in mind. Any pro matplotlib pandas gurus out there able to see why plots don't work in the code I shared earlier? Oh yeah, Stefan, did you share the code? Maybe I missed the link. Sorry about that. All right, so now that we know that the D date is the filing date or the filing end date, then we need to figure out why, for instance, 2013. Are there multiple quarters equals 0? Ag equals this. I think we can do D date equals. What's going on here? Like, how could this be the case that we have all these filings for just 1 quarter worth of value? Shouldn't all these values be... Yeah, all these values should be exactly... But we want to, when this occurs, we want to take the most... we need to find out why this happened. Is it because it failed in 2013, 14, 15? They just kept on submitting their old form also? Because it's in a new ADH. Yeah, these are unique. But basically when this occurs, we want to get the last one. So we want to do like we want to sort the values by D date. Sort the values by submission date, something like that. I think they acquired Instagram. Oh, 2012, 20. That could be it. So then did they refile with all the... Basically what I want to do here is so now if we do this, basically what we're looking at here is for each date, there should be only submissions in... I thought there should be only like the 12th, the 6th, the 9th. Third. Should only be these if they're quarterly filing. Maybe the reason is that we're seeing these other months is because of these other filing types. Let's hope that's the reason. So let's go into when we merge here on the subs meta and also find out the maybe there's some of the stuff we need. Yeah, the accepted date. We want to sort by that. So we want to include this when we merge. That's the date it was accepted. This is the date it was filed. We should do that also. What's FY? Fiscal year focus. Fiscal period focus. But we kind of want that too. Year, period. Allow this to run. What up? What are you working on? Clipped. We are looking at SEC filing data. We're specifically looking at the company Meta and their SEC filing data, and we're trying to get it into a tidy. Oh, boo. We still have ones with dates here. So, but look at this. Fiscal period. Okay, so these are all quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 1, and then final year final. And then the year FY is year. Okay, so this is good. We also want, I think, want the filing type. The form. Yeah, let's look at the form. I think if we filter down the forms, we won't have these funky dates in. Maybe try n unique instead of count. Okay, so this is only 10Q and 10K. What? Oh, because we've only filtered down. That doesn't quite make. What am I looking for? We're going to get this. We're trying to format this data into the digest way. Like, let's say we just want every company's cash equivalents at carrying value year by year. How would I do that? I want to make that. That's like, I want to, like, each quarter, whatever they filed as their cash equivalent. And this data is kind of like, they have one row per field that the person has, or the company had submitted, which is a little bit more than what we want. That brings. Trying to find out why the month of the D date, which is the mission date, would. None of these are missing. But let's do something here to make it simpler. So if we group by this, kind of want to drop the ADS8. What we want to do here is query when QTRS is 0. That'll just give us 1 quarter worth of values. We want to first sort by the accepted date. Right? So that'll show us, or that'll make sure that the ascending equals false. This will make sure that the most recent one is at the top. We're going to query for QTRS is 0. Then we're going to group by the tag. Let's see if this works. By the tag. The FY. FP. We're going to group by that, and then we're going to take like the value, take just the first. That thing. Boom. Now what we should have is only for each quarter, one filing for each tag. We still have to pivot this. I think this is just like Tableau. Tableau is just written on top of SQL, man. Okay. Can we have the code in GitHub? Yeah, I can put this code. This is all in my this GitHub repo. FY means current fiscal year. It means the fiscal year of FY means the fiscal year of focus. So the one that it's being filed for, the one that that row of data belongs to. What am I looking for? I don't know what I'm looking for. Do you get the fake address? I have to learn Power BI before you'll get it, Rob. It is just like that. I'm not getting any notifications on your channel, but they're on. Oh, really? Either multiple cause for the amend. Do you want to get the last? Yeah, I'm just getting the last one because that's the simple. Now, if we do FP value, why are there more in the FY? I guess there are more values. Now can I kind of pivot on the group by FY? Value. And then on this maybe? Data frame group by has no. And unstack this. Then reset index. You can clean all this up later, but I'm trying to at least get it into this form. So this is what we wanted. We have a row for each year and quarter and all the values. We'll get the all right, so meta unstacked looks like this. And we should be able to go just to any of these, like accrued liabilities. You also need the why is D-date here? Oh, I don't want to put D-date as this. Definitely want to unstack on the tag. That way we have one row per tag. Okay, Rommel, I shared a link to my GitHub telling what Nightbot doesn't share in links, therefore the fake address. Help you. Can you share me get like a hub slash? Oh, okay. see it. Gotta help our man. GitHub.com. Here we go. 37 minutes ago. You even push the Parquet file. Don't push data to. What are you trying to plot here? Looks good. Not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at here, but this looks okay. Oh, because you're doing AX grid time. And you're just saying when you do pred that index time and then predicted price dot plot, it doesn't work. I would think that would work for you. Weirded me out. I'm not quite sure. I'm sorry. Too much to jump back and forth between that, but maybe later on join the Discord and we'll talk about it on there. Okay, so this account payable, account other, accrued liabilities current. Accrued income taxes. That index date. Oh, was I looking at? Maybe assets is what I'm trying to look at. Why are all of these mostly null? Oh, wait. Values. Still don't know why most of these on that in oh, we have multiple filing dates. This is not right. So if I just go to the num query, basically this. Now look at assets current. And we have values for all of these. Set the index. Take the value, dollars, I believe. All right, so this is these are their assets over time. So they've gained a lot of assets, and then recently it's been going down. Makes sense? Thanks for the best data science channel. Oh, thank you so much. What are we doing today? SEC data. So my question is, what am I doing wrong here? Probably a lot of this is group by tag. We sort by the accepted date. And we group by the name, year, date, tag. The meta unstacked, if I look, I don't think we want D. You want and then we're going to look at the assets the current assets of this company we know of as Meta. Why aren't they there? Oh, it's a multi-index. Multi-index column names. It's always annoying. Why are there multi-index columns? Oh, it's because I have multiple. We only pulled in the value. Okay, so this does have values. This is exactly how we want it. So if I take this, Y and F here in at least just plot this. Somewhat similar. Value. I think it was better the way before. Let's plot these both on the same plot. And it's not going to work because I don't have the date. Okay, so I see what we have to do. We have to take this period and make it into a month. So we're going to replace F period, the quarter, we'll just call quarter. FY plus quarter times B. Last part of the string as type int. Yeah, now it should be the 12th, the 3rd, and the 6th. F month. All right, so this is really hacky, but what I'm doing is I'm making it into like a year, month, day format. Okay, the first. Try to make this into a date. That seems to work. Call this kind of a messy way to do it, but it works. Then we'll set this in. There we go. Now it's plotting on top of each other. Hey, Medallion Style, your mic is cutting out. My mic is cutting in and out. Really? Anyone else hearing that? How is it dropping out? When does it cut out? It did for a second? Okay. Seems like a thresholding issue. Oh, let me see what I'm doing. Advanced audio properties. Filters. Oh, I put a noise gate on it. Maybe that's it. What if I turn these off? This limiter I should keep on. But now? How about now? Is it cutting out? Thanks for letting me know, by the way. I would never know something like that. My hearing is bad from go-karting and race car driving? Wow, that's awesome. Much better. Oh, I wish I had known that the whole time. I hope that wasn't annoying. At least the redneck alien says he likes it. Wasn't happening the whole time. It's probably because I was leaning less against the mic. And that gate's supposed to make it so when my kids scream in the background, you don't hear them as much. Okay, so the red line here is my unstacked version. Let's add a little style. Why does this not equal? Why doesn't it equal the blue, which is taken straight from the numbers? NyQuil for kids? No. It's difficult to tell if it's better now. Okay, well, hopefully it's better. So this is... This is Meta's assets over time. Yeah, listen to the 90s PSA. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? Okay, so get rid of this mic thing. I don't need that anymore. I'm trying to understand why for these dates in 2017. So let's say Q3 of 2017. What is the value? Meta unstacked. Query. So we're going to take the fiscal date. Year equals 2017. Right? We're going to look at that. Then we're going to take this assets current. We're just going to look at what that is. Let's divide this by 1 million to make it a little bit more readable. So $34 billion. And let's also look at not only the assets currents, but the year and the quarter period. I thought I kept those columns, right? FY and FP. Oh, I need 2 brackets here. I can't divide a string. Oh, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't do the dividing when I do it that way. Okay, so these are the values. 3.4, 3.4, 4 billion or 40 billion. Now let's do the same thing that we did for this raw numbers to make this plot. Maybe is it because I did not filter on quarters equals 0? No, I did that. And we're also going to query $17. And let's look at this value. Okay, so we have a bunch of different values here. That's why I'm getting thrown off by the D date. What is the D date? End date of the data value rounded to the nearest month. End date of the data value. You would think this would equal the filing, but I don't know. What extensions do you use in your instance of Jupyter Lab? So I'm pretty basic here. Like I use this theme, Solarize Dark. This is what I'm using. That's about it. Pastebin slash in M3 PC. What does that mean? It's better because when you leaned away from your mic, you didn't cut off at all. Okay, which is much further than what did cut off before. Oh, you asked because you see, okay, that's the other big thing. This Lab Black extension. So if you don't know what Black Auto Formatter is, it's like a uncompromising code formatter for Python, so you don't have a choice over how it looks or the style guide. It just is what it is. This is like the main repo for it. So their tagline is any color you like as long as it's black. I think that's it, but I don't see it here. So you can run it in Jupyter also. And there must be like a new way to run it in Jupyter here. Maybe that runs by default, but I was using this Lab Black or NB Black, which is this extension where if you add this load extension at the top, it'll auto format your cells when you hit run on them. Black saves a lot of times from dumb arguments. That's right. And you might hate the way some of it looks, but I'll tell you this, after you use it for 3 years, you will hate everything else. It's like when people complain about the format or the font on a website changing. You complain about it, but then once you get used to it, you'd complain if they changed it back. Do I find any difference in performance between Jupyter and VS Code notebooks? The reason why I haven't switched over fully to VS Code notebooks, and I do love VS Code, I use it for other coding stuff, is that the navigation does not work the same. So I use like J and K to jump around in my code blocks, and like B to add new ones, right? So this is all working. And then DD to delete code blocks. But if I'm in a cell and I print hello world, it just sometimes gets stuck in the cell. And it's of course not doing it for me right now. But yeah, I want to switch over to using VS Code for my notebooks, because it seems like that would be a better way to do it. So let's try it. Let's try to just open up this directory. Code this, right? So we'll open up this in VS Code. SEC data wrangling part 2. Here we go. I'm going to try to just act like this is the normal notebook. I'm going to reset what we're currently working in, and let's just see how it works. This will be our test case. The nice thing about here is I have Copilot, which I can activate. I want to change my Jupyter. I want to change this Python to use this one. And then let's see if I can run this. All right, so I'm just going to act like this is normal. We got our list here. It looks prettier. Let me try to zoom out a little bit more. This looks fine. I don't know why this is highlighting that as being wrong. Subs does not exist. Did I not run this cell? That's probably why. Jupyter Lab variable inspector. Yeah, that is pretty handy. Honestly, I never load that up a lot of times because it slows things way down too slow. Why is this taking forever? All right, so this works. Is it just me or does this seem a lot slower? It looks too good for Linux. It does seem slower. I haven't noticed this. I haven't used it enough to notice speed differences like this, but I never would have thought that the back end would be any slower. Do you guys know any reason why? Maybe because of this variable inspector thing? Linux Mint's version is pretty. I always did like the Mint, the way it looked. All right, so that should have run pretty quick. Nope, I think it's still running. That ran. This plotted. Yeah, other than those speed issues, I'm not actually running into those other problems that I usually would. Oh, here we go. All right, now I'm like stuck in this cell. See this? I'm in this cell. Test 1, 2, 3. I guess I could run it and then I get unstuck of it. But what if I wanted to like? I think if I type any of those letters that escapes out. Oop. I'm actually actively trying to break this. So it's just those instances where it like kind of cuts me out that I get annoyed with it. Oh, I see you simulcast on Twitch too. So my question doesn't make sense about which you like to stream on better. Yeah, I've started to do both, but Twitch is really where it's at, right? When you get stuck, type escape. Yeah, it wouldn't let me escape out when I was stuck in there. Now it is. All right, so let's see. Could we do this? For more companies than just Meta. Could we do this for everything? In theory, we should be able to run this same code. Oh, okay, so now it's a markdown. I think it would be too much to try to unstack everything. We could probably merge it all. Gonna make this a little wider. Now I'm a little self-conscious that this is slower. Do you think it's useful for analyst scientists to know basics of software development on Python? I'm moving from R and can do a data manipulation, whatever, but I don't feel like I understand Python to its fullest. I would definitely strongly recommend trying to take like an introduction to Python course. The one that I have experienced before is this MIT X Python introduction. They might have one just for data science specific, but this just introduction to computer science programming in Python was a great course. I took it as my first course in Python many years back. I think it was in Python 2. Sorry, it was edX, not MIT X, edX. Great course. Starts January 25th. I did it on Data Camp. It really focuses on the basic syntax, no development / scripting. Yeah, that's true. I thought it was good though. I imagine it would work for every other company unless they have some special filings that don't adhere to quarterly filings, right? It should, because especially because we're doing this unstacking. Oh shoot, I need to stick with one thing. So now I'm wondering, why is VS Code so slow, or is it just that this is a large enough data set that this is going to take a while? I don't think this merge should take this long. Starting to doubt if it's VS Code. So I did a keyboard interrupt. We'll restart this kernel. We'll go back over to this version of it. Maybe it was taking equally as long in both and I just wasn't realizing. We also want to reload this. All right, try this. It's probably just a lot of data. Yeah, look, I'm almost run out of memory. This could be a good thing to try polars on. Out of memory does get everyone, that's true. But at least I've figured out, or I've confirming it's probably not anything that has to do with VS Code. I think it's just too much. Wow, got some cores on the machine. Yeah, a few. Coded with some guy. Coded with some guy. What's up? Okay, my face is about to fall apart because I'm realizing this cold, when I'm talking this long, this cold is killing me. Not worse than I thought. I hope we learned something today. What I'm going to try to do offline, let's go ahead and do this. Before I run out of memory on this. All right, so I'm going to commit this SEC data wrangling v2 and push it to the GitHub repo that I shared with you all earlier. And you guys should be able to check it out there. I don't think this merge is going to work with this larger data. And then the group by pivot stuff, I really think might be a good application for polars. Because it could use it, we could set it up, we could write the code to do everything on, like, let's say a single company like we kind of did before. And then we could try to do that using the lazy evaluation. See if it could optimize for it, if polars could. Maybe that'd be a good next stream thing. Please use polars, Levy says. Sure, do you like polars? You know what? Before I log off, test with polars. All right, so let's just try. This is all it is, right? This is all this merge is. Let's see if we can do this with polars. So PL read we should actually do scan parquet numbers as numbers. Now, I don't know if this is going to do it lazily. Yeah, so right now it's lazy execution. It's not actually doing anything. Then we're going to bring in the submissions as this, right? Then we are going to, is there a to date time? No, PL call. I need to figure out how to set that column, but let's not worry about that. Let's just try to do this merge. So numbers, merge, subs, select, PL call, and then we'll give it these columns that we want to select from. Definitely gonna have to load. All right, hopefully this makes sense. So we've loaded these. We're gonna select these columns of the submissions. We're gonna merge it on ADSH. Okay, it's not merge, it's join. Subs is not defined. There we go. Yeah, I can see that someone's saying, Romulo, do you have any resources for sentiment analysis, text mining, and notebooks that you can recommend? Check out my YouTube video on sentiment analysis. That's all my resources. But what if you're working with data that can't fit into memory and creating a pipeline? If it can't fit into memory, then you need something like Dask or Spark. I don't think Polars would work. Is that more data engineering? It's getting on the, that would be on the border, I think, of data engineering stuff. I had to do a nested query with a left join for a few million data points from an SQL table populated by SAP poll on a tiny little tweak PC with only 2 gig of memory. So the database was on your PC, or were you just like the client that was requesting it? 34 hours to complete the query. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, some indexing probably could have fixed that. All right, so I don't know what this pi... But this is the merged. And then I think all I have to do is call collect. I have to do a collect call. And now it's going to start executing. Let's see how my computer feels about it. Definitely filling up my memory. If I suddenly log off, it's because my computer... Oh,